movieweb.com.
You better find someone to be happy with, because if you keep hanging around with you, you're gonna want to kill yourself.
I saw it coming.
I can't tell you how much she just loved your book.
Santa Claus doesn't exist.
I just thought that you should.
I'm giving you until the 20th, and then I'm gonna send in the movers, and I'm gonna change the lock.
Thank you, Mom.
This is Henry Roth's telephone number. You're his new partner.
When Lucy first meets Henry, he's so mean and nasty to her, I thought to myself, I think 99% of women would never ever go back and talk to this guy ever again. Why does Lucy give Henry that second shot?
Well, to be quite honest, Lucy doesn't want to give Henry a second shot. I think she has respect for herself, and she just doesn't want to have to be in the same room with him ever again. But the only thing that sort of brings her back is the incentive of getting paid. She's desperate to have just money to make rent so she doesn't lose her apartment. And, you know, she's a girl who's just sort of trying to find her footing in the business for the first time. And I think she sees what a wonderful opportunity it is, so she sort of concedes the fact that she has to go back and do this job, even if she really doesn't want to.
We with one another, I think we should be comfortable, so 10 minutes, okay? Then work. Okay, go. Okay, I'll start. I hate my mother, I hate my goddamn dead father more. Rudy was the only friend I ever had. I had a girlfriend once. Carrots and snakes frightened me. I'm superstitious about the numbers. I can only stir things counterclockwise, and I know that if I don't, something bad will happen. I take size 11.5 shoe. I don't have a favorite book. What's crucial? Oh, I don't drive or ride in cars.
Talk about the casting. Tom Wilkinson and Billy are two of my favorite actors. Dude. You know, Mandy is just great. Yeah. I mean, how is it working with like one of your good friends? I mean, is it easier directing them? Is it harder?
It was a piece of cake. You know, it was, you know, the first day or two, you know, were sort of a bit strange because, you know, A, because I respect him so much as an actor, and B, because, you know, we have this whole other side that, you know, is competitive, you know, play video games together and things like that. But both of us are fortunately very much about sort of the work at hand. So he's very open to direction, loves direction, and I loved sort of giving it to him. So it was a very sort of mutually respectful relationship, thankfully, you know.
I can't start drawing anything until you start writing.
I don't think that you can trust people. You always have to find something wrong.
I've never been good at finding things. I'm really good at losing things.
Stupid idiot.
So how does he win her over? What part of Henry's personality finally gets to her?
I think she recognizes a lot of the sort of crazy manic behavior in Henry from her mother. I think she's sort of grown up in a household where that energy is very, very present. So I think more so than most people, she's probably a bit better equipped to deal with it. But there's something sort of lovely about him after a while. I think after he initially sort of puts out this idea that he doesn't want to work with her and he doesn't want to continue with the series for obvious reasons because he lost his partner. Once he sort of gets past that, I think he sees something in her and she sees something in him, as we all do when we sometimes make these crazy connections with people we don't expect to.
What about Tom? What was he like to work with?
Tom's just like one of those guys. I was terrified to direct him because he's so damn talented, but he took direction beautifully. Occasionally, he would just sort of be like, "No, I don't think," and then he would just sort of pitch his own idea, and I go, "You're absolutely right. Let's try that." You know, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, but you know, he was not difficult in the least. He's such a pro. Like he's so good at what he does. And same with Bob Balaban, you really don't need to, you know, it's really just about touching in one direction or the other and just making sure that I got some of the things that I needed for the editing, you know. But they were just phenomenal as far as performance. And we only had like 2 or 3 takes at a time usually.
Ouch! Jesus! God, don't burst in on me like that.
You are in arrears. You are no longer living in accordance with the lease.
You are breaking the law, Mother.
Ouch!
A law, excuse me, that clearly indicates that a landlord...
I'm your mother.
A landlord
landlord may not break the threshold of her property unless it's with the writ of consent from a tenant, accompanied by law enforcement, or... Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Are you gay?
No, Mom.
If you are, just tell me. I just found a dildo.
It's a vibrator, Mom.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out why was the poor thing frozen?
It wasn't frozen, it was hidden.
Don't avoid the gay question.
Diane Weiss plays your mother, and I love those scenes. She's cracking the whip, and she's bringing you back, and she's cracking the whip. What was it like working with her, and is she anything like your mother in real life?
Diane Weiss plays my mother in the film, and she's just absolutely fantastic. And unfortunately, I only got to work with her for like a day and a half. We just did her scenes. She was in and out, but luckily, my mom is not like that. My real mother is not quite as crazy as Diane's character in the film is, but there's something so unbelievably just sweet about her, and the fact that she can just turn on a dime and kick her own child to the curb practically, I thought was quite hysterical, and she does such a pitch-perfect job of it in the film.
You do something in this film that I think is brilliant and a romance that they never shoot in New York, is that you never see the bridges. And you've got, the Williamsburg Bridge, and he's always walking across it. You've got him in the park. I mean, you're really showing a part of New York that you never see in movies.
Yeah.
They're always showing like the West Village and, Midtown. What was the decision to kind of make the bridge, central focus as well?
Part of it was, I love that bridge. It was such a beautiful orange, sort of orangey red color. So I thought it would just be sort of a nice little sort of gateway. And he usually uses that bridge when he goes and visits his friend Tom when he's dead at the graveyard. So I use that just sort of as a as a sort of a portal for whenever he goes and visits him. And part of it was just out of budgetary reasons. We couldn't afford extras, and we couldn't lock down 20 cars and have them pass through frame and taxi cabs and all the rest of it. But it also coincided with sort of aesthetically what I wanted to do, which was just sort of create this sort of very barren, New York, Henry's New York really, which is sort of one without friends and one without people, sort of almost how he would sort of visualize where he was.
You go anywhere special for inspiration?
Yeah. Jeremy and I used to rent a house on the shore.
Oh God, no, not that kind of inspiration. I'm talking about like a whorehouse in Chinatown or a bar, somewhere to connect you to reality.
God, it was so beautiful. The ocean at night, the sky was filled with a million stars.
We've got work to do, and I ask you if anything inspires you, and you start going on about you and your dopey boyfriend at the beach.
You know what? You don't always have to say the first smartass thing that pops in your head, Henry. I know this probably means nothing to you, but it's really unattractive. It just makes you look weak and fearful, not clever. So knock it off.
Now, what was it like being directed by Justin? He's got a lot of experience as an actor. I mean, the visual, look of this film was like so incredible. Did you know that walking in, or were you really surprised when you saw it?
No, I knew walking into this experience that Justin was the only person for the job. I mean, I think he's a fantastic actor, but if it's possible, like an even better director. He knew exactly what he wanted from the actors and from the crew, and essentially, he had the movie shot before we actually even shot it. I mean, he went through like shot by shot with like his little digital camera, and in rehearsals was able to sort of show Billy and I like what angles he wanted in different scenes and different locations and whatnot. And he just was unbelievably prepared and knowledgeable, and as an actor, I felt really knew how to talk to other actors and get exactly what he wanted out of a scene. So I felt very comfortable and very safe with him.
All right, so what does the future hold for you? You're going to go back to acting? You want to direct more?
I don't know. I'm writing. I'm working on a movie I wrote right now, and that's going to take me till November, and then I'm going to take a vacation. So, and then I'll see what comes next. I'm looking at a couple other things. I think it'll probably be direction, though. Hopefully.
I don't think that you can trust people. You always have to find something wrong.
I've never been good at finding things. I'm really good at losing things.
Stupid idiot.